Hello, everyone out there. Sorry for the delay. Welcome to Live in SD, a workshop-style webinar series focused on providing you free inbound marketing education and training from the convenience of wherever you are. Hi, I'm Tammy, Marketing Manager at Campaign Creators, and today we're really excited to be sponsoring this webinar presented to you by SD Inbound. And my goal for you today is to walk away feeling confident that you can produce quality, effective marketing videos, no matter what your budget may be, and to show you the videos that you should be creating for every stage of your marketing funnel in order to produce positive results for your business. We have a lot to cover today, so let's jump right in. And I want to encourage you guys to use the chat and ask any questions you may have. My colleagues Lawson and Nicole are on hand to answer your questions as we go, as well as save the really good questions for me to address at the end of the webinar. You can also join the conversation using the hashtag #LiveInSD. So let's get started. So video is not a passing trend. Zuckerberg describes it a mega trend. And more of the content we consume on a daily basis is video. You probably recognize this, which is why you're here. And you might be thinking, video is so difficult. But in fact, many of us produce video on a daily basis to share with our friends and family, whether through Instagram, Snapchat, or Facebook. So why aren't you producing video content for your business? There's a lot of excuses. So maybe you or your boss thinks that video is not a necessity for your business or in your industry. You may have no experience making video or have anyone on staff with experience. The budget for video, or you really need to prove its ROI before anyone gives you budget for it. I don't have the right equipment to produce quality video. Or what I really often hear is I have no idea what kind of videos to produce or where to start. Well, today I intend to squash every single one of these excuses. Start with the first excuse. Video is not a necessity for us. I'll lay down a few stats for you at this point. Cisco projects that traffic from online videos will constitute over 80% of all consumer traffic by 2020. And according to Syndicast, 4 times as many customers would rather watch a video about a product than read about it. That's pretty powerful. That 1 in 4 consumers actually lose interest in a company if it doesn't have a video. Video is only relevant for B2C. You're wrong. 59% of executives would rather watch a video than read text. So video for everyone, whether you're B2B, B2C, and no matter what industry you may be in. Now the second excuse. I don't have any experience producing video. At this point, I would like to introduce myself. And yes, I have a PhD. But no, it is in no way useful in video production. In fact, as of 6 months ago, I had absolutely no experience with video marketing. My company had 1 video. And I had iMovie on my computer, but I had never used it. But what I did know was that video was the future of marketing. And if we wanted to stay relevant, we had to start doing it. So I grabbed my iPhone and propped it against some books in our conference room and started talking. And that was our first vlog. And you can still see that vlog on our YouTube channel. So if you don't have any experience, don't worry, I didn't either. Yes, as marketers and business owners, it can feel like we're constantly pinching those pennies. Even if you know that video is important, finding room in your budget may be out of the question right now, at least until you prove its ROI. I don't have the budget for video. I'm going to help you out with this one by providing you with 3 options for equipment. No budget, and I literally mean not $1 spent to get started. Low budget, this is getting started with less than $400. And mid-budget, spending between $1,000 and $1,500. So you do, in fact, have the budget for video. That next excuse. Along those same lines, people believe that they need a bunch of like fancy equipment to produce quality videos. I know this is what I had thought. But I'm going to help you out here too. So while it may have been the case a few years ago that you did need a bunch of fancy equipment, now entire feature-length movies are being filmed using iPhones. So I'm again going to give you 3 options for equipment. 1, using what you already have. 2, a few minor upgrades. And 3, something to aim for as your video marketing evolves and progresses. So let's dig into your no, low, and mid-budget options for getting started with video production. Starting with the camera. On the no budget end, we have the iPhone 7. As I said, entire films have been shot with just this piece of equipment that you or someone in your office has in their pocket. Our low budget end, you can use the iPhone 7 with a video camera app like Film IC Pro. You can get that on iTunes for only $14.99. And what this app does is it lets you increase the quality of your video beyond what your built-in camera can do. And it gives you full control over the same settings that you would be able to access on a professional camera. Mid-budget end, we have a digital SLR camera, something like the Nikon or the Canon Rebel. Moving on to audio. Now, audio is more important than video. That's what I said. It is more important than the video when it comes to video. Because if you make mistakes with your video, you can replace the footage with something like slides or graphics or stock footage. We do this all the time. And this goes for live events as well. The quickest way to lose viewers is to have bad audio quality. So the moral of the story is there's just not a whole lot you can do to fix bad audio. So on our no budget end, we do have the built-in mic on your phone. But for just a $20 upgrade, you can buy a lapel mic like the one I have here, and you can even add an additional lapel mic and a splitter for $30 that you can have 2 people speaking at the same time. For a mid-range budget, in the studio, something like a USB microphone. I'm using something similar to that right now, like this offered by Blue Yeti for $129. Or you can get a shotgun mic for action shots that you can place on your camera or phone. We use the one that Rode makes called the Video Micro for around $60. But essentially, if you're going to upgrade only one piece of equipment, this should be it. Moving on to a camera stabilizer. So the benefits of a stabilizer are endless. If you have shaky hands or if you're shooting footage for a while with a heavy camera, it can be really difficult to get a stable shot. So another benefit is that camera stabilizers come with universal mounting plates that you can add those microphones or lights that we're going to talk about and more to them. So yes, on the no budget end, we have you or your coworker's arms. But 2 ways you can use your body as a stabilizer are the elbow plant, where you can rest your elbows on something stable, or the T-Rex, where you kind of tuck your elbows into your camera tight to your chest to stabilize it. Low end, we have the selfie stick. You can get these for around $5 to $10. We often use these for quick shots or to seem conspicuous at events. Budget end, which is very reasonable for a handheld video camera or iPhone stabilizer like the one from iOgrapher Go is only around $40, or newer video camera cage for your DSL around $40. Moving on to the tripod. So the tripod comes in handy when you're recording a subject who's going to remain in one spot during filming, for example, during a vlog or a whiteboard video. On our no budget end, propped up against books or held by your coworker. Like I said, this is how we started, and I was able to make decent videos using just this. But you can get a flexible mini tripod like the one offered here for only $11. So not a big investment there, but is really helpful. And on the mid-range, you can get a full-size video tripod for around $90. Moving on to lighting, I just wanted to, before we go into equipment options, give you a few production tips when it comes to lighting. So the key is to use whatever you have to light up the person presenting the content. Maybe that's you, but make sure that the person is lit very well. And if you have the time and the ability, you can also light up the background. But the goal is to have an even light across the face so people can connect with you. Some shadow is good, because it creates a bit of depth on the face, and you can see some details, but you really want to avoid harsh shadows. It's just not ideal. And if you have bright light coming through like a window and it's in your shot, just do your best to reduce it by closing curtains or doors, or just even the light out by lighting up the other side of the face. And if you're filming shots outside, to change things up, the shade is definitely your best option because it'll give you even light across your face. If this isn't an option, make sure you don't have your camera facing the sun. It's actually better for you to look at the sun and have that little bit of squint in your eyes and a clear shot than to have yourself silhouetted in the image and not see your face at all. But early morning or late afternoon is going to be the best time for light. It's when it's less harsh and the sun will be off to the side of your shot. In terms of equipment, on the no budget end for lighting, the lighting in your desk lamp or the lighting in your office or studio will do. And for only $30, you can get one of these LED lights like the one offered by Neewer on Amazon for around $30. It's basically this thin light with a huge amount of power to light up a person on camera. And it also can be attached to a rig or mounted to a tripod, or you can just place it on a bookshelf to get the right height. But if you have more space, you can also purchase an umbrella lighting kit for around $30. On the mid-range side, you can buy a whole softbox lighting kit like this one from Fancier Studio for around $80, or a little bit of an upgrade and get the one from Studio Pro for around $200 on Amazon. Moving on to the studio. Just because you're starting with video marketing doesn't mean you need a designated space in your office. So really, to start, anywhere in your office or home with a background that suits the content and audience, has decent lighting, and is quiet will work. And if you want a solid background, you can just use a sheet attached to the wall with push pins. This is what we did with a black sheet in our back room for the longest time. Low budget end, for only $60, you can get a backdrop kit like this one offered from Slow Dolphin for around $60. Inside, you could upgrade that backdrop kit to get a custom backdrop. And these will run you from anywhere between $100 to $300. I believe we got ours printed for around $100. Now let's move to post-production. So once we've gotten that video footage, what do we do with it? So for editing software on the no budget end, we have iMovie, which is free on Macs, or Windows Movie Maker PC, which is free on PCs. This is all I used for the first our video marketing career at Camping Creators. On the low budget end, you can upgrade to a software program like HitFilm Ignite Pro for $199, or you can use an online editing option like the one from WeVideo for between $4.99 and $7.99 per month, depending on your plan. If you want to upgrade from there, you can get Apple's Final Cut Pro for $2.99. This is the upgrade on iMovie. Adobe Premiere Pro, which is available for Mac, Windows, and mobile for $19.99 a month. Now, moving on to post-production elements. So these are the things that are going to take your video from feeling like a home movie to a professionally produced piece of work. Starting with graphic design, if you don't have any budget, you can make some really great designs using the free version of Canva or using Google Slides. And on the low budget end, you can get more design options using the Canva upgrade for only $12.95 a month. Music. There are some really great websites that give away free music that you can use in your videos without worrying about infringing on anyone's copyrights. These tracks are royalty free, and available for commercial use. And it's important that they are royalty free because they won't flag YouTube or Facebook's content ID system and won't get you in trouble with anyone trying to sue you. On the no budget side, Jukdex is really cool. It lets you download 5 free songs per month before you have to pay. And it uses artificial intelligence to spit out these one-of-a-kind pieces of music from different categories and whatever you like. The categories include things like folk, rock, ambient, electronic. And you can also choose from moods like uplifting, melancholic, angry, chilled. And you can also set the time and length that you like the song to be. So free. On our low budget end, you can get songs off of Amazon for starting at around $1 a track. Or from Audio Jungle, you can get some nice tracks for between $1 and $20. So on the low end, you can bid on custom animations on Fiverr or VideoHive for around $7 for something like a simple animation of your logo, something you'll use over and over again. And it will go up from there for more elaborate animations. So hopefully, at this point, I have convinced you that you don't need a big budget or a whole bunch of equipment to get started with video marketing. But now I want to move on to those last 2 big excuses. So I knocked these out in a 1-2 punch. And how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to show you the 10 types of videos that every business should have into your funnel. And if you fill out a 2-minute survey to let us know what you thought of the webinar, we will send you this entire slide deck, which also has the links to all of the equipment I described, and this really awesome infographic our designer made, videos for every stage of your funnel as our little thank you gift. And I suggest printing it out and hanging it in your new film studio. At least that's what I'm going to do with ours. Let's break this funnel down, starting with the top. So at the top, we have promotional videos. And promotional videos should be used to promote your marketing campaigns, product launches, and premium content. But your goal here is really to connect with your audience, not just to hard sell them. So the videos should really focus on your customers' pain points more than your product and leave them wanting more, right? So that they take whatever your next desired action is. The production quality should be pretty high on these, and the optimal length is about 1 minute. And you're going to distribute these on your website, email, social, even paid social. For example, we released a new premium asset. For our rules to blog by checklist, we created like a spoof on an infomercial. It starts off like all gloomy. Are you tired of spending hours on your blog only to see it fail to produce more traffic? Well, we've got the solution for you. And, we've actually done a series of these and they've worked really well. You can also do something more simple like a slideshow or 2D animation put to music, like the promo video some of you may have seen for this webinar. Next up, we have social video. So social video, these are your attention grabbers, right? They need to pop out in the news feed. These are made to drive engagement, brand awareness, and of course, promote sharing on social channels like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, wherever your brand lives. And they can support broader campaigns and marketing initiatives, or they could be short teasers of other videos, or just social-centric campaign. They should be really short with a clear call to action and hit on those emotions, whether it's funny, inspiring, or unexpected. Production quality should be pretty high on these. Optimal length, about 1 minute. And of course, your distribution channels are social. For example, we have a social-centric series that we film every Friday called Happy Hour at the Knowledge Bar, where our bartender dispenses marketing tips and drinks sure to quench any marketer's thirst. But we also post teasers of all of our vlogs on social, and we end them with a CTA and a link to watch the full video on our site. Next up, we have the vlog, also known as what is this? It's where you share your wisdom on a topic that has very broad appeal to your base. So these video-based blogs are really great for SEO and boosting audience engagement with your content. So just think of them as bringing your blog to life. They can literally be a video version of a past blog. They can be presented as one-offs or as parts of mini-series. But the focus here really is on good content rather than fancy production. So again, your production quality about medium is 3 minutes, and these should live on your website and YouTube. The easiest way to come up with content for a vlog, like I said, is take one of your high-performing blogs and pull out its key points. We did this with a blog that had gained a lot of traction that was on conducting a competitive analysis. And then we used upon it the original content to produce part 2 of the series. And who knows, we may continue to part 3. Next up, we have the explainer video. I am sure you have seen these. It seems like they've popped up almost everywhere. It's must have these days, but there's a reason why. So explainer videos offer a high level overview of the problem that you solve. And it should use very simple and straightforward language to explain exactly the benefit and value that you provide. But again, you are not the focus, your customer is. So make sure that they are the hero in the story. So these can take the form of like a motion graphic. You've probably find someone through Fiverr or VideoHive to create one at a reasonable price, or they can be live action. Think of like an infomercial without the hard selling. Production quality should be pretty high, and the optimal length is about 2 minutes. Any more than that, people start to fall off. Channels are going to be on your website and social. Next up, we're moving down to the middle of the funnel, starting with webinars. I feel a bit meta talking about webinars while doing a webinar. But live and on-demand webinars make great premium content pieces to use for lead progression. Also help establish your company as a thought leader in your industry. They can take the form of a how-to or best practice, kind of like this one. They could be a panel discussion, a product overview, or even like customer and practitioner stories. But if you go to all the trouble to produce a good webinar, and trust me, even to produce this webinar, it takes a lot of good preparation and planning. Make sure you repurpose the content for vlogs, social videos, and of course, as a gated on-demand visit asset. You're going to be a little bit lower, although I would put a lot of time into your graphics, but it is going to be a live recording. The optimal length is 30 minutes. We're aiming for that today. And your distribution channels are your website, email, and on YouTube, of course. We have the chalkboard video, also known as the whiteboard video. But Chalk Talks are a one person, preferably an expert, using one whiteboard to share their advice on a very specific topic. So these are kind of like a vlog, but much more narrow in focus. And they should feel a bit informal. So your speaker choice is really key for these, though. Your expert can't just be an expert. They also have to be an expert at like teaching and presenting their knowledge in a very clear and coherent way. Otherwise, they just fall flat. The production quality is low here. Again, a bit informal. Optimal length, 3 minutes. And you're going to just distribute these on your website, maybe through your vlog or blog, email, YouTube, and social. If you want a really excellent example of these, check out Moz.com's series called Whiteboard Friday. Some really smart people over there, and they do a really great job at these. Next up, we have product demos. So this is your chance for a show and tell. We're back in elementary school. But you want to show your solution in action. These take a little bit of a deeper dive than an explainer video to educate your buyers on your product or service features, functions, but mostly focus on the benefits. And they can also serve double duty as a tool for your sales team, right? We're always looking to work with our sales team and to provide them with ways to close. So this is great for them. Quality should be medium, optimal length about 3 minutes, and they're going to live on your website. We offer these 30-minute strategy sessions as our BOFU offering on several of our campaigns. And what we actually did was record one of the actual sessions that our CMO, Nicole, had. And now we use it on our landing page to show people exactly what they can expect if they booked a session. So we didn't have to go to any extra length to produce this video. We just popped up a camera as a live session was happening, and now it's a sales tool and lives on our website. Now we've entered the bottom of the funnel. So starting with customer stories, which we know are absolutely key in providing social proof. These are just real people telling the real stories from their challenge to their solution to the results. And as I said before, and I'll say it again, keep your customer as the hero. Don't be afraid to tug a bit on the emotional heartstrings. This production quality should be about medium. Your optimal length is 3 minutes, and it's going to live on your website, email, and social. Next up, we have culture capture. What do I mean here? Well, this is where you showcase your people, your culture, and your why. So these can be a day in the life at your office, behind the scenes footage at a company event, or shots of doing charitable activities play really well. Also think about a prospect or current customers to introduce them to your team, maybe wish happy holidays or just say thank you. The production quality can be low and the optimal length is about 2 minutes. And these can live on website, social, maybe even send them in an email. The video that has garnered an engagement for us to date was our holiday video. And it had us wishing happy holidays in a bunch of different languages. We have a lot of bi and trilingual team members here. But what people really loved actually was at the end of the video, we left in a bunch of the outtakes from filming. And I think people loved it. It's because these outtakes really offer viewers an authentic glimpse of our team and our culture. And of course, give them a good laugh. At the very bottom of the funnel, we have our one-to-one videos. So, one-to-one videos will make the recipient feel very special, and I promise will prevent them from forgetting you. So, we're all battling the sea of messages we receive every day. And a personalized video is still one way that you can actually stand out from the crowd. So these are perfect for sales prospecting, especially with warm leads, one-to-one follow-ups, even internal communications, or just showing your current customers that you care. Really do not overthink these though or overproduce them. Just be your genuine self. If you're afraid to be on the camera, one thing that I had done a while back to say thank you to my team for helping make our vendor booth at Hug 17 a success was I just created a quick slideshow of the pictures we had taken in our photo booth, add a little background music, and ended it with a thank you message. Replicated, and it takes less than 10 minutes to create a slideshow video. Now I've touched briefly on the importance of repurposing and reusing your content when I was talking about webinars, but really this should go for all of your videos. And I have a little example here of how to do this. So let's start with a vlog. We have a vlog, it lives on our website, and along with its transcription, 7 tips to increase conversion rates. I then take that full-length video and I repost it on YouTube with a new title, How to Increase Conversion Rates on Your Website. How-tos play really well on YouTube. One of the tips, tip number 3 from the vlog, and I use it as a teaser video with a call to action at the end on Facebook to get people back to my website to watch the full vlog. Maybe on Instagram, I post an outtake from filming the vlog. Don't get rid of those outtake footages. People love that stuff. Maybe with a little message, practice makes perfect, or something like that. On Twitter, I can do another teaser video, maybe tip number 5 for increasing conversion rates, and with a link to the full vlog. I can send out an email. I could use a GIF of filming, so a little bit of movement in there, or a thumbnail with a link to the vlog to get people back to the website to watch it. Maybe on Snapchat or Facebook Live, we can do a little bit of behind the scenes footage, with Tammy takes a crack at sounding smarter. Maybe some of you guys caught me live doing a little practice. She sailed by the seashore. I still can't do it before this filming. And on Google Plus, you can actually just embed a full-length YouTube video on there thanks to their integration and ownership of YouTube. So I hope I was able to dispel any excuse you may have had for not using video in your marketing and to arm you with some tools to get you started. But at this point, I am happy to answer any questions that you may have. I think I'm going to start with some questions as you guys come up with some that were submitted to us before. So someone asked, what are some of the must-dos or best practices for a successful video? So I would say attention, you really have to use the first few seconds wisely. So make sure you start with some kind of a hook, a really quick preview of what's coming up in the video. Make sure you upload a really interesting thumbnail. You basically have 3 to maybe 5 seconds to hook someone in before they move along. On an Instagram feed, it's instantaneous for them to stay. If your video lives on social, you absolutely have to optimize for silence. So use really nice visuals, make sure you have text-heavy descriptions, and always, always, always using subtitles. The other thing is include CTAs. So always keep your conversion goals in mind. So make sure to add a very clear CTA for what people want to do, whether it's subscribe to your channel, follow like your page, check out some other pieces of content, whatever it may be. Optimize your videos for search. So use your keywords in the title. On Facebook and YouTube, make sure you add a description that includes these keywords. And on your vlog and web page, include the transcription so that that can be crawled by Google. Any other questions you might have out there? What are some ideas for a first video or ways to get ideas for content? So I actually recommend starting really small by creating several like 30-second, maybe text-only videos that you can share with your audience as mini experiments. So it's really important to just be able to test quickly. You can start understanding what works for your audience and where your opportunities lie. But as a starting point or places to get ideas for content, like a list of your top blog posts and decide which ones might be best turned into like really short, digestible videos. Maybe it can even be just a few slides with key stats or takeaways put to music. It doesn't even have to be a talking head video. Other ideas are, you could ask an expert at your company just to spend a few minutes talking about something they already really know how to do well or are really comfortable with. Maybe you can find a slide deck and just turn that into a video. Around you, basically. Let's see, I have another question out there. My team. All right, let's see. If you had a budget of $100 to invest in video marketing today, how would you spend it? I think I gave a little hint that I would get a microphone. So that you have some decent audio quality, and one of those little flexible tripods. I think that would have saved me a lot of heartache early on. And then time investment is figuring out how to use some kind of editing software. So even if you're using those free editing softwares, spend a little bit of time. There's a lot of great free tutorials out there that teach you how to use them, and that's going to make all the difference in your video. The only other thing I would say, you could probably get something like an animated your logo that will add a little professional touch to your videos. Like I said, you could probably bid for something like that for under $50. So I think that would be really money well spent for sure. Let's see, another video. What do you believe is more important, a camera stabilizer or a tripod? If we only wanted to invest in one, definitely a tripod. So a stabilizer is nice and it kind of offers you some more versatility in shooting, but you'll definitely find a tripod sufficient for what you want to film. 9 times out of 10, you'll use it a lot more often. Okay, another question we have, are certain video types better depending on your buyer persona, or is it important to have a wide mix of videos? Well, I don't know. I guess I would say with your videos, it's like all of your content, you do need to start with your personas. If you're addressing one of their pain points or you're helping them reach a goal that they have, then you're off to a good start. But also keep in mind that different personas, they do want to be communicated to differently. So the tone you take, the channels you distribute to, it should all be catered to whoever the person is on the other end that you're trying to reach. Not you. Just because you want to talk about it doesn't mean they want to hear about it. But not every video you produce has to be targeted like at a potential customer. For example, your vlogs are probably focused on your ideal customer, but your behind the scenes videos that you put on something like Instagram or Facebook, those could be more likely serving like a recruitment purpose and targeted actually at potential employees that you want to work at your company, which is going to be a totally different persona. Really great questions, you guys. Let's take one or two more. This is always an oldie but a goodie. Is it a good idea to put videos of my cat on my company's social media? Hey, I say that depends. Honestly, people absolutely love pictures and videos of animals. So if you do it the right way and it fits your brand and your company culture, then I say go for it. Honestly, as long as it has a purpose. If you can use a cat or a dog or a cow to sell your product or to reach out to your personas, then do it. For example, we allow people to bring pets into our office, and we often showcase them on our social media channels like Facebook and Instagram. But this really fits our culture and our brand, and it's not really out of place in our space. And I think it does communicate, that we love animals, that we have an open and accepting office environment. But I honestly wouldn't suggest doing this if you work, say, for a tax law firm. Or videos to use might be sending the wrong message. One more technical question we have. I see white balance setting on my camera. What should I set it to? You can just put this on auto white balance, and most cameras will take care of everything for you. Don't need to get too fancy. Really great questions out there. If you have more questions or you just want to connect with me further, you can find me on Twitter or on LinkedIn. You can also, just as a little secret, find me anytime on our website, campaignCreators.com, because I am the woman behind the chat box. And of course, I would encourage you to check out the Campaign Creators YouTube channel and Facebook page for inspiration. Is a testament to how video can evolve for a company. It's really interesting to look back, somewhat embarrassing, but you can see we all start somewhere and see where you can go with your video marketing over time. And don't forget that as a special gift for tuning in, you can access the recording of this webinar anytime. And if you fill out a 2-minute survey to tell us what you think, you get instant access to the slides and videos for every stage of the funnel infographic. You can check your inbox for a link, or I believe that Lawson was going to be putting a link in the chat. So you can go to that survey right now. And I believe that is all I have for you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for tuning in. And be sure to be on the lookout for the next Live in SD event, as well as the other SD Inbound events, our seminars. And have a great day. Thanks a lot, you guys.